Hey coaches, today we're going to take a look at Miami's 5-out or Stagger series. I'm going to show you on the whiteboard and then we're going to look at game film. Stay till the end and I've got a little set play that you can run this weekend with your team for another 2 points coming out of a timeout. All right, let's get over there and take a look. All right, so the alignment is your point guard with the ball, then 5, 4, 3, and then 2 over here. So you'll see the staggered screen from the 3. 1 is looking for this pass, but if it's not there, he just comes on over here to 3. When 3 comes over, you'll see 2 cut to the back. 4 then turns, gets a pass from 1, and 1 simply just receives the pass back. And now 5 is coming to set a ball screen for a high pick and roll. 1 will drive to the right, 5 rolls, and so 1 either drives, looks for 5, can kick to 2, 3, or 4. All these options are open. So you'll see these in the game film next. So the first thing we're going to look at is Miami against Virginia Tech. All right, so first thing you're going to notice, they kind of cut to it kind of quick. You have a staggered screen here. So again, you call this 5-out, call this motion strong, call it staggered screen. But this is what they run. You have 2 people set the screen. You have your first cutter go through, and they look at that as an option. Then your second cutter, who was your first screener, cuts through. Throw that there, and then all they do is kind of hit back to a dribble handoff into a high pick and roll. Okay, and then they reset into a high post entry, and then another pick and roll. Okay, on this next action here, you're going to see that they bring the ball up, and they're going to start off the same way. There's your first cutter. Back to your toss. Post entry. 2 points. Let's look at it one more time. Now we'll say that they have this wrinkle that we'll see again where this guy will shoot to this wing right here to get a quick cut to the basket. And they do pull this off in another game that we'll take a look at. But if it's not there, they just continue on with the offense because the offense has the second cutter coming through. And they look for that second cutter, pass, dribble handoff, high pick and roll. And here, if they don't take that shot, then they typically just feed it into the post. All right. Another possession. Here they have a kind of a wrinkle that they put in this one. They go ahead and still run the staggered screen. Here's where they swing it like we looked at the last play. They swing it here, looking for that pass. It's not there, so they give it back. That's the second cutter, dribble handoff, high post, or high pick and roll. And it's just that they just continue on with the offense. Again, their default offense is running that high pick and roll. He draws the foul. Let's look at this one more time. So they're bringing it up the court. Staggered screen, first cutter, swing it to the wing, look for that there, back, second cutter. And off, high pick and roll. Nothing was there, so they just play. All right. Again, if they default, it breaks down into just a high pick and roll. And he gets the foul. All right, on this possession from Miami, you're going to see that they go ahead and set up in their 5-out or staggered motion, whichever one you want to call it. But you're going to notice that they throw in another little wrinkle. Now, you're going to see that they swing it here, and you're going to see here's our regular staggered screen with our wing. It's supposed to cut and use both screens. But here's what they do with this time. They stop. He doesn't cut through, and the guy setting the first screen, so the second cutter now cuts through to get the ball. Easy layup right to the middle. So it's just another wrinkle that they have in this offense. The defense thinks the same thing is coming up. All right, so we're swinging it, staggered screen. This time, cut in, easy bucket. Now, what you're going to see here is you're going to see a 5-out. I refer to it more as the old Princeton version of 5-out. But you have your big at the top, and then whatever way he chooses to go, is where the action starts. All right, so you're going to see, typically if the big goes to the left, the first wing cuts back door. If it goes to the right, that wing cuts back door. As you can see here, he immediately goes to the left. This wing cuts back door, and you're going to find a really nice backdoor cut there. Okay, so again, bring it up to court. Have a 5-out alignment, cuts back door. Again, that's usually a 5-out that I would run with my team if we were running Princeton and we just went to a 5-out. All right, their next time down the floor, almost the very next possession, they come back down the floor and they try to run the same thing. Again, they get in that 5-out alignment. And this time, big comes to the left. They look for that back door. It's not there. So now it's just into a dribble handoff. Now there's play in space. All right, next possession here against Duke. All right, you can go ahead and see that they have set up into their staggered series, 5-out with the motion strong. However, again, different people call it different things. All right, and you start off with the same screen with this wing going to cut. Alright, and remember from the first one, if there's the first cutter, then there's the second cutter, or the second person comes off the screen into a dribble handoff, pitch back, boomerang pass, whatever you want to call it, and then right back into a high pick and roll. And then all he's doing is a kick to the open wing, drive, and foul. Alright, so let's take one more look at it. So again, those two alignments, you had your two screens. First cutter goes through, curls, second cutter pops up, gets the ball, back into a dribble handoff, then into a high pick and roll. And the screen really wasn't set, so they try to reuse the screen. Come back down. Roll is not open, but the wing was open. Kick, drive. All right, like in the beginning, I promised you a little set play from Miami. They ran this play a few times in the Virginia Tech game. So let's take a look. You're going to bring the ball up. All right, you're going to notice that they are getting ready to sit in a box formation, and they're going to set two pin down screens. All right, screen, and then in just a little bit there'll be another screen right there. So this guy pops up top, okay, and this triggers this pass from the point guard, the wing, triggers the next pin down, dribble handoff. Now you're going to see him force a shot. What I believe was from the other plays that they've ran here, he's coming up to set a screen, and it's almost into a box set into a horn set. All right, the big didn't quite get up there quick enough. so he goes ahead and forces the shot. So let's take a look at it again. We're going to bring it up, pin down, swing, another pin down, dribble handoff, and I believe that number 4 was probably late getting to the screen. So this guy couldn't wait, so he took off. The only other option they do usually is they would run another high post screen from that. So last time through, so you set up in a box, pin down. Again, this pass here triggers this wing to take off and the pin down from this big. Dribble handoff. And nice shot. Okay? Good set play to run after a timeout. And it really opens up that drive.